I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Thursday, November 13th. Today, a major court battle. Hunters take a Manitoba First Nation to court. Why they want a judge to impose an injunction. Also today,
it's heartbreaking to come upon a case like this.
A case of neglect. How many malnourished and dying birds were found in a Winnipeg home? Plus, another fire at a vacant home. How many times it's been set ablaze and why this time will be the last. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. The fight over hunting on Crown land reached a Winnipeg courtroom today as the Manitoba Wildlife Federation, which represents the interest of hunters in this province, squared off against Bloodvein First Nation. The suit claims the nation, which is located about 200 kilometers north of Winnipeg, set up an illegal highway blockade that prevented licensed hunters from using the Crown land to hunt moose. Live tonight with the latest on that fight is CTV's Taylor Brock. So Taylor, what happened in court today?
Well, Marilee, the courtroom was packed. The case is attracting so much attention that at times people had to stand outside the courtroom due to a shortage of seating. Court heard Bloodvein First Nation first set up a road check stop at Rice River Road to prevent the flow of drugs and alcohol into the nation. However, the Wildlife Federation claims that turned into a blockade later in the summer. And licensed moose hunters are being turned away, unable to access these game hunting areas. MWF is calling the action unlawful and is asking for an injunction. Bloodvein is calling for the motion to be dismissed. The First Nation acknowledges it does not have the right to keep hunters away. However, it says it's crucial to keeping drugs and liquor out of the nation. Bloodvein says without the check stop, the lives and health of its community is at risk.
Taylor, what did the province have to say about all this?
Well, Marilee, their lawyer says the province is not taking a position on the matter. He also says the province's view that Rice River Road should be accessible to all Manitobans. The court adjourned until Thursday, November 27th.
All right, thanks for this, Taylor. Winnipeg defense lawyers are being asked to review potentially thousands of cases for any possible miscarriages of justice. It comes after a police officer pleaded guilty to corruption and illegal activity. But tonight, the massive task has left many defense lawyers both confused and frustrated.
I don't know how that is a reasonable ask of a defense lawyer. I don't know how that is going to be achieved.
This week, 22-year police veteran Elston Bostock pleaded guilty to several charges, including breach of trust, attempting to obstruct justice, and indignity to human remains. Now the Manitoba Prosecution Service is asking defense lawyers who've represented clients whose convictions involved Bostock to review the cases for any evidence of misconduct. The Criminal Defense Lawyers Association of Manitoba says this could be an expensive and difficult task, as there are potentially thousands of cases that may need to be reviewed.
I think a lot of us are frustrated. You know, a lot of lawyers extremely busy, right? They've got many of these cases that are open they're dealing with, you know, and now they're being asked maybe to go back and look at several hundred closed files that maybe they don't have easy access to.
In a statement, a provincial spokesperson says the Crown has an obligation to disclose relevant information it has about police misconduct to the defense, adding, given the Crown's obligation, this is standard practice in cases such as this. A major fire forced emergency crews to shut down roads in Winnipeg's Centennial neighborhood. It broke out around 11:40 last night at a vacant home in the 500 block of William Avenue. It's actually the fourth fire at this home since August. Due to extensive smoke, fire, and water damage, an emergency demolition of the home was done. There were no injuries, and the fire is under investigation. Winnipeg Animal Services is caring for dozens of birds after making a heartbreaking discovery at a home. The agency was alerted to more than 70 birds, which had been neglected for weeks. On social media, Animal Services says many were already dead from starvation, and those that survived were severely underweight. In total, it now has 43 surviving birds, which have all been assessed by a veterinarian.
It's heartbreaking to come upon a case like this where there are dozens and dozens of birds, many actively dying as we're examining them, and several cages with deceased birds at their bottoms. It's truly a heartbreaking situation.
Dr. Jonas Watson with Grant Park Animal Hospital says the rescued birds include cockatiels, lovebirds, budgies, and canaries. Animal Services says its facility isn't set up to care for this many birds, but it's trying to make space. It's asking for gently used bird cages and volunteers to help with daily care. The birds are not yet ready for adoption. Winnipeg police tell us they were sent to the home for a report of a sudden death, which is not considered suspicious. Let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at our Skywatch evening forecast. A lot of football fans have converged on downtown Winnipeg for indoor and outdoor events.
Sure
what are you tracking weather-wise for those activities?
Well, I tell you what, it's been a nice day today here in the south. We were joking merrily last week about how the complaints department had opened for the season for the weather complaints I've been fielding. But you know what? No complaints this week with the weather. Sunshine here today. There will be more sunshine in the forecast in the days ahead. That's the good news for football fans here in the south. If you're in the north, however, it's not the snow. Well, it is the snow that I have to tell you about, not the sun. I'm getting my S words all mixed up here. Snowfall warnings are in effect tonight for a good swath of southern Manitoba for good reason. I'll show you how much snow is headed that way. A look at the forecast over the coming days here in the south. We have the big Grey Cup game. We have the Grey Cup Festival underway. We also have the Santa Claus Parade, and we also have the Christmas tree lighting out at City Hall coming up on Monday as well. All that to come. Let's take a look right now, though, first through the Bath Fitter Live Eye. Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg, it is 4 degrees. Winds out of the east-southeast at 11 kilometers an hour. The pressure is dropping, and the humidity is at 66%. Out in traffic on this Thursday afternoon, look at that. Very busy at Main and Broadway. There was an organized protest there earlier this afternoon. The protest has ended, but clearly the backlog of traffic has not. If you can avoid that area, best to do so.
What we do is provide this ecosystem.
Leveraging talent, how a Winnipeg organization helps newcomers utilize skills from their homelands here in Canada.
North American markets are deep in the red today as investors sell off big tech. Investors want to take less risk now that the U.S. government is restarting. There are concerns about all the economic data that has been delayed, like the labor reports, which could show a weakening U.S. economy. That has investors pivoting to steadier stocks. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.28. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 58.64. Western Canadian Select down almost $2.50 to 46.77. And the TSX sank 573 points, ending the day at 30,253. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Market Watch is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross. Group health plans for any size business.
When an immigrant arrives in our country, they're often highly skilled and trained in a profession, but many barriers may hinder their ability to find employment in their field. That's where the Canadian Immigrant Professional Alliance steps in. It's a nonprofit which provides assistance, coaching, and peer support so newcomers can find opportunity and success in Canada.
What we do is provide this ecosystem for professionals, how they can turn their skill set and experience they've had into something meaningful in Canada and get their pathway into their profession.
More information about the program can be found online.
Community Connection is brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
Music history is being made by a new song. It's topping the country digital sales charts, but some artists aren't happy about the creative team behind it. ABC's Laura Spencer explains.
This morning, a music industry first.
You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk.
The AI-generated country hit Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust, hitting #1 on a Billboard chart. The song, released less than a month ago, already streamed more than 3 million times, beating out actual humans for the top spot on Billboard's country digital song sales chart. the success getting mixed reactions.
It's made by a robot. It's an AI-generated song, and I'm not sure how to feel about that.
As a graduate of a music industry program, this is fascinating to me. As an artist, this is absolutely insane to me.
Billboard acknowledging Breaking Rust is an AI act, saying it's one of at least 6 to chart in the past few months alone.
Let go, let God, give him control.
Like Zanaya Monet, the AI R&B and gospel crooner created by songwriter Talisha Nikki Jones, amassing more than 44 million streams since her debut.
I think ultimately this feels almost like an experiment to see just how far something like this can go and what happens in the future and in other disciplines of art as well.
This just one of many examples of AI making its way into art.
Tilly Norwood, 100% AI generated.
AI generated actress Tilly Norwood drawing swift backlash with her debut.
I'm built on everything that came before me.
Actress Emily Blunt telling Variety's Clayton Davis.
That's an AI.
Yes, that is a...
Good Lord. We're screwed. That is really, really scary. Come on, agencies. Don't do that.
AI artists won't require all the things that a real human artist will require. And once companies start looking about and considering bottom lines, I think that's when, artists should rightly be concerned about it.
And action, please.
A new twist on a cool sport behind the scenes of a unique curling show being shot here in Winnipeg.
We all know just how cold Manitoba winters can be. Imagine not having a winter coat, boots, a toque, or mitts, and stepping out into the cold. That's the reality for many kids. But you can change that. Give the gift of warmth. Donate to Coats for Kids. Spotlight sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Serena Ryder, the Merry Myths Tour.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and the nature versus nurture debate is getting a sci-fi twist in Royal MTC's latest production.
That's right. It's a show about cloning, and it's called A Number.
It's an adventure, isn't it? And you're part of science. I wouldn't be frightened to meet any number. I don't know. They're all yours.
A Number is a psychological thriller. Bernard has lived a content life as an only child, but then he discovers a secret about his past. His family had another son who looked exactly like him. That's because he is a clone. This production examines themes of identity, family dynamics, and the ethics of scientific experimentation.
We think about Dolly the sheep, but at the same time, in the research that I've done, there's been a lot of other doctors who have done a lot of significant cloning that we've never heard about. Not human cloning, but animal cloning, dog cloning. So those questions we're dragging them with us into the future, and there'll be other things. Y2K is an old thing that never really landed, but if we start cloning our children, then we're going to have a lot of questions to answer.
A Number is now on at Royal MTC's Tom Hendry Warehouse. It runs through November 29th. Tickets are available at royalmtc.ca.
Well, it's no secret we love the sport of curling here in Manitoba.
That's
so
right.
Very appropriate that a new TV series about the sport is being filmed right here in Winnipeg.
Of course it is. It's a comedy called Cool Sweepings, and filming on the project is now underway.
And action, please.
Cool Sweepings is billed as the first ever black curling comedy TV series. Filming got underway early this month on the show that is created, directed, and produced by a black-led cast and crew. You will recognize some of the names involved in this series before and in front of the camera, behind and in front of the camera, that should be. Former Winnipeg Blue Bomber Kelly Butler is on the show, as is Joshua Calder, a young rap recording artist. And the executive producer of the series is Devon Clunas, the former chief of the Winnipeg Police Service. We're told the series will be delivered by the spring of 2026 and will be on air on Bell 5 TV.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Rainbow Stage is celebrating a record-setting season.
That's right, and it's announced some activities to help tide you over until next season. company says it welcomed the highest number of patrons in recent history during its 2025 season. Productions this year included Rock of Ages, the ever-popular Frozen, and Afterlight, which just wrapped up last week. It says the 2026 season announcement is coming soon. In the meantime, Rainbow Stage is offering free community dance lessons, whether you're already a professional or you're just putting on your dancing shoes for the first time. It starts with a theater jazz class next week before moving on to hip-hop in December. You can head to rainbowstage.ca to learn more and register.
Well, like any popular video game, the Super Mario movie is getting a sequel.
That's right. It's called Super Mario Galaxy, and we're getting our first look at the upcoming film. This is the first full trailer for the new film, due out in the spring. It shows a tiny Bowser, played by Jack Black, imprisoned in a tiny castle. And the storyline has Mario and friends venturing off into space. It also shows that Rosalina will be appearing in this film, played by Brie Larson. It will hit theaters in April 2026.
It will be popular.
It sure will.
All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup starts at 7 with Hell's Kitchen. At 8, catch 911 Nashville. Grey's Anatomy is next at 9. And at 10, it's George and Mandy's First Marriage. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
The CTV Primetime lineup is brought to you by Strictly Amish, exclusively in Arbor, Manitoba.
A live look right now at Osborne Village. Very busy there. Again, we have very busy traffic on Main Street after a protest has ended at Broadway and Main. Also, too, lots of folks in and around downtown Winnipeg as part of that Grey Cup Festival. So just keep your eyes peeled if you're in the center of the city.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
A Russian company has some egg on its face. It was hoping to debut the country's first humanoid robot powered by artificial intelligence. Spoiler alert, it didn't go over as planned. Check this out. Yeah, the theme song of Rocky that it came out to didn't exactly help this moment. Yeah, the robot marched onto the stage and fell, as you saw. It was down for the count, and then the stagehands rushed to draw the curtain, but as you saw, that didn't go over as planned also. Let's watch it again just for fun. Here comes the robot. He stumbles. Rocky music is playing here. It does add to this. He goes down for the count here. Right here, watch. Here he goes. Down. Uh-oh. Yeah, they try and get him up, but they can't. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, they're not going to show it again. They tried to pull the curtain, but the curtain got tangled up as well, so this all went badly.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
The good news, Colleen, is AI isn't taking over just yet.
No, it's not quite ready.
They still need us for now, so
that's right.
Enjoy us while you got us.
Well, and you got us tonight, because I'll tell you what, I'll try not to stumble and fall over myself. But yeah, poor guy. Well, back here in Winnipeg, wow, downtown is starting to fill up. A lot of folks arriving for Grey Cup, the Grey Cup Festival, well underway, and weather conditions are fantastic. As nice as it's been today, tomorrow even warmer. It just won't be as sunny, but my goodness, you couldn't be blamed for checking the calendar just to make sure it is in fact the middle of November, because these temperatures are just soaring over normal for this time of year, and tomorrow I think skyrocketing is an appropriate term. Meanwhile, while we've been enjoying the sun in the south, snow is heading toward the north, but we'll head east first, where it's even clearer tonight, at least to start off the evening. You can see right around Kenora, Dryden, down into Fort Francis, Emo, back to Rainy River. Clear skies there, light winds, but we have that snowfall warning that's in effect for the northern part of northern Manitoba. From Lynn Lake up through Brochet to Dooley Lake and Churchill. Now, Environment Canada says anywhere from 10 to 25 centimeters of snow is anticipated with this low pressure system starting very early in the morning hours of Friday morning, basically overnight, and then into Saturday. Exactly where the heaviest band of snow is going to come through, a little unclear. So there could be, Environment Canada says, a steep drop off between the areas that get a lot and the areas not so much. But singling out Churchill, suggesting that perhaps the heavier snow that's going to fall in that area will be north of the town of Churchill, but we'll see how this plays out. Things could change, as they often do when it comes to weather, but here comes that snow. You can see overnight already falling in a lot of areas that actually aren't even under that snowfall warning, so it's not just going to be limited to those most northern regions. Meanwhile, down here in the south, we'll stay pretty clear, and then as we get into the day ahead on Friday, double-digit high temperatures in the south, and it'll be a little cloudy though, but as we get into Saturday, you can see it clears right out in the south, setting us up for a sunny weekend with a lot going on. 2, our overnight low tonight, partly cloudy. Tomorrow up to 11, increasing clouds in the afternoon. Quick look at your long-range forecast. Sunny throughout the weekend. The Santa Claus parade is Saturday, a high of 3 degrees, 2 in the sunshine on Sunday for Grey Cup Day. Let's head to our weather photos. We have more Aurora Borealis to show you. They were all over Manitoba last night, including up near the Paw at Clearwater Lake. That gorgeous shot is from Pat. And this next one was how they looked out in northwestern Ontario around Kenora. That photo is from Estelle. Send us your photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
The CTV Skywatch Pick of the Day is brought to you by the Manitoba Chiropractors Association. We've got your back.
This year is the 80th anniversary since the end of the Second World War, and despite the passage of time, several veterans of that bloody conflict continue to call Manitoba home, and today the province is honoring their service with a brand new award. It's called the Circle of Honor. The province created the new award to honor and recognize individuals who brought distinction to their units, community, and the province of Manitoba. The first ever recipients of the award are Lieutenant Colonel Kim Wilton, Sailor First Class Justin Woodcock, and Gunner Len Van Roon.
Today, at 103 years young, Len still carries himself with the steadiness of someone who has seen the world at its hardest and still chooses hope.
For the very first Circle of Honor, the province chose to focus on veterans of the Second World War and more recent service members. In the future, the province says it will honor people who served in other conflicts and operations. Congratulations to those recipients. Very well deserved.
Yeah, very well deserved honor indeed.
That does it for us this hour, but don't go far. We will be back at 6 o'clock with much more local news, including we're going to take you live to some of those Grey Cup fan festivities already underway tonight. It should be a good time, so don't miss out on that. We'll be back at 6.